So this question says the product of two positive integers is 546. So I'm going to use TWP here as my strategy, translate word problem. In fact, just use translation. There's a little bit of a difference here. So I'm going to just use translation. So I'm going to take this first sentence, for instance, and convert it into an equation, which would be x times y equals 546, where x and y will be my two positive integers. The next sentence says if the first integer is 11 greater than twice the second integer, so x being my first integer, if I translate what that sentence says, is x is equal to 2 times y, so twice the second, but 11 greater than that, so plus 11. I'd have that. And then, of course, that means that 2y plus 11 times y is equal to 546. What is the smaller of the two integers, right? So what is y? Okay, so I know, let's see, I can distribute this y across and end up with a 2y squared plus 11y equals 546. And I can subtract 546 from both sides and have 2y squared plus 11y minus 546 equals 0. And then I would probably use the quadratic formula for this and have y is equal to negative b plus minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a, in which case a is 2, b is 11, and c is negative 546. I think that's the most traditional way to solve this. So, I think I've set this up enough for you to solve it for yourself, but I'm going to show you a faster strategy. So because we know how this is set up, and let me just clean this up a bit, get rid of that stuff. Because we know the setup here, and because we know that all of these are potential y values, I can actually just use a strategy plug in answers, right? Because basically, if the answer is choice A is saying that y is equal to 7, and I can try that. If y were 7, right, if y is 7, that makes x equal to 2 times y, so 2 times 7 is 14, plus 11 is 25, that would be 25. And then the question would become, is this true? Is it true that 25 times 7 is equal to 546? No, it's not true, so A is gone. That's how we can play this game, right? So for choice B, y would equal 14. If y is 14, then again, x would be 2 times 14, which is 28, plus 11, which is 39. So x would equal 39. And again, from there, I go to my calculator. Is it true that 14 times 39 is 546? Yes, it is true, right? So in this case, 14 times 39 is 546. That's true. So choice B has to be the correct answer. So I've shown you two different methods. Plug-in answers, which again, we can really only use once we understand how this works, right? That x is that. And y is just itself, and that all these answer choices represent y. But we could also use a much more traditional method here, where I plug all this into a quadratic equation, and we would get the same exact answer. I think it would take a little bit longer. There's always room for more mistakes here with the b squareds and the plus or minus and all that stuff going on. So not necessarily a fan of that, but if you're good at that, then go ahead and use it. Either way, we will both of these methods will get us to the exact same answer of choice B.